She can't be beating me no fight. Come on now, let's be logical.
I know she can't beat you, but I'm tired of folks saying that she can beat you. I know they can't. Like, I be like, man, that girl is a trained fighter.
And sparring, because I think I'm gonna do some sparring. I've never in my life did sparring. I wanna do it. I wanna do some sparring.
Twitter, stuff on Twitter and gonna say, I fight Tesehki Ivy. One thing about me, you'll fight me, but I'm gonna train the same way you gonna train. I will beat the fuck out of her.
Claressa?
Yes, if I train and didn't smoke and drink, because what she got so ended up off of is drugs, alcohol, like no training. This is just natural. Bitch, you train every day. Bitch, you can't do a fight without training, huh? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me give you training you don't, and let me not be off that weed and popping. Bitch, I'm the motherfucking champion of it.
Christians. And people ask me, do I think I can beat her in a fight? I said, do I think or do I know? She needs to be checking her fans and not checking me or trying to clock my teeth talking about she used to like me. Girl, you never came to a fight. You never said congrats on the motherfucking world championship. You never mentioned me in a good light. So no, you did not ever like me, and that doesn't matter to me. But to sit here and say you can whoop some ass and you out here popping pills and doing everything you're doing, you're not gonna whoop nobody ass. You need to go to rehab and get that shit out your system.
Let's discuss Tesehki, who not only participates in drama, but also actively stirs it up. This woman has never left a fight unfinished. And now she's giving people a front row seat to one of the wildest beefs we've seen all year. Welcome back to Celebrity Tycoon, where we don't just spill tea, we serve it hot with extra steam. Claressa Shields may have felt in control when she made fun of Tesehki, but Tesehki didn't just clap back. Instead, she took charge of the situation with a daring gesture that sent the internet reeling. She supposedly cuddled close to Papoose before showing off. The entire atmosphere on the internet talked about a digital knockout, just to make sure Claressa saw every bit of it. She's been on 10 ever since she called Tesehki a disrespectful fake and promised that there would be real smoke if she ever saw her in person. Her exact words were, "She better not let me catch her." Not only is she heated, but she's also unflappable, unshaken, and louder than ever. She's been telling anyone who will listen that she has the hands and instincts of a natural-born fighter, no cap. She asserts that there wouldn't be a single woman here who would train the way Claressa does full gym, whole camp. Could match her energy or touch her, but she's also standing by one thing. Tesehki has repeatedly stated that Claressa initiated the argument by using words rather than fists to throw the first punch, making sly remarks and forcing Tesehki to react. However, now that Tesehki has escalated the situation and put the nail in the coffin, people online are divided, with some criticizing Tesehki for being petty, but her supporters say she's just being honest. One thing is certain, though. No one plays mind games like Tesehki. And she's not afraid to enter the ring in person or virtually.
The first time you called me out, I remember. You called me and Ivory out. It was like, ain't no street bitch beating me up. That's what she said. She's like, she had 100K. She was like, I got 100K. But either Tesehki or Ivory. And then the hashtag was like, ain't no street bitch beating me up.
If you go back a year or so, you'll see that Tesehki wasn't only stating that Claressa lit the match that started all this drama. Let's quickly rewind the tape. Suddenly, the receipts are visible to everyone with eyes. Claressa boldly posted on social media that she had $10,000 cash for any woman who thought she could take her in the ring. She said, "Your city, state, and country. If you think you're bad, then step up." It didn't matter if you were a professional fighter or just someone with hands from the block. She wanted all the smoke. Now look, posting that kind of flex isn't something you do for fun. It was a direct challenge to the streets. And as soon as the post went live, the internet went crazy. You already know whose name was repeatedly mentioned in the comments, and people were tagging her with phrases like, "Yo, this is your fight." People already knew better than to put Tessie to the test. But this fight was the one that had everyone excited for a real, legitimate fight. She has a switch, and when it flips, it's chaos. One moment, she's grinning at you, and the next, You're waking up in a hospital with a fat bill and loose teeth. When Claressa appeared on that interview series, Pop the Balloon, someone asked her directly if she still felt that she could take Toki. Guess what? Claressa didn't back down at all. She doubled down with full confidence, saying that Tesehki and every other woman on Baddies couldn't even come close to matching her level. It was clear that she believes she trains harder, lives cleaner, and takes the fight game much more seriously than anyone else in that scene. According to her, Tesehki is tough on the streets, but she wouldn't last around with someone built for the sport.
She can't be beat me no fight. Come on now, let's be logical.
I know she can't beat you, but I'm tired of folks saying that she can beat you. I know they can't. Like, I be like, man, that girl is a trained fighter.
I appreciate that, but you know what? I got a lot of respect for Tesehki and Krishan. If Tesehki ever wants to do it, I'll do it. But
I know your win, though.
She beat those girls up on Baddies. Them girls ain't
No
never
training.
trained.
Yeah.
They got body work
I know
done.
Dawn.
You are already aware of once the video of Claressa's interview began to circulate. Tesehki had no intention of remaining silent, with fire at her fingers. Tesehki went live before anyone could refresh their feed and be sure she had a lot to say.
So, only way Claressa would be able to fight me is if I were to be a professional fucking fighter. If I go and train the same amount of time that she trained, and then I would get in the paint and beat the...
Here's where it gets crazy, because, to be honest, Claressa probably shouldn't have entered this kind of mess in the first place. She is a world-class athlete, a certified boxing champion, and an Olympic medalist. So people were wondering why she was out there making fun of people online. Like it was open mic night rather than concentrating on training, camps, sponsorship deals, and improving in the ring. Claressa somehow got caught up in the crazy web of street drama, and once Tesehki's eyes were on her. It was when Tesehki got a spot on the Jason Lee show. She wasn't going to let that go. She used the microphone to its fullest potential, calling out Claressa by name and launching into a verbal tirade in which she claimed that she was acting strangely. Acting as though she couldn't bear to see another woman succeeding in her own lane because she had medals. Girl, please respect the sport. But don't come for me like I haven't been through real stuff. Tesehki stated on the show, "You train to fight, I fight to live. There's a big difference."
On Twitter and gonna say, I fight Tesehki Ivy. One thing about me, you'll fight me, but I'm gonna train the same way you gonna train. I will beat you.
Claressa?
Yes, if I train and didn't smoke and drink, because what she got so amped up off of is drugs, alcohol, like no training. This is just natural. Train every day. You can't do a fight without training, huh? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me do your training you doing, and let me not be off that weed and popping. I'm the champion.
You could tell that Tesehki had been harboring some serious tension toward Claressa. This wasn't just a beef. Rather, it was something that had been simmering beneath the surface for a minute. The way she spoke was more personal than a few online jabs, and she saw Claressa's comments as more than just criticism. They were outright disrespect. In Tesehki's eyes, Claressa had been making subtle jabs here and there to gain attention, almost as if she didn't take her seriously. Tesehki didn't buy that, and she was only interested in her boxing act. Now, she was finally tired of it, and let's be honest, in the boxing world, people love to say there's no comparison between a street fighter and a professional athlete. Claressa has mastered the game to the point of Olympic proficiency. Tesehki has been adamant that if she had the same resources, the same level of coaching, and the same complete athletic setup that Claressa has, it would be over. She stated that she wouldn't just go toe-to-toe with her in the ring. She would wipe the floor with her because she believes in her raw power, natural instincts, unfiltered aggression, and survival skills that no training camp can teach. Years of structured training, strict discipline, and certified belts to prove it to
killer. Natural born trained killer. So if I really went and trained and sparring, because I think I'm gonna do some sparring. I've never in my life did sparring. I want to do it. I want to do some sparring. Because like all the sparring that you guys see me doing on Baddies and the fights that people see me do when I was a child, they're always just natural. So I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna make me some professional training.
The majority of celebrities opt to overlook the drama they are involved with on a daily basis. This time, though, Claressa took everything techie, stated seriously rather than dismissing it with a giggle. She fired back instead of even pressing mute. Claressa decided to put $300,000 on the table rather than keep talking. Tesehki was given $200 and told to meet her in the ring. This is not a simple challenge. It wasn't just a flex. So many were surprised because it was Claressa's way of saying, here's your chance if you truly believe you can hang with me. Just lights and gloves. No Twitter, no chat. The sports industry, entertainment websites, and fans on all platforms started to generate a lot of buzz.
Again, I'll make another one. I'm going to put, who do you think I should fight? Who do you think will give me a better fight out of these two women here? And I'm going to put me in the middle. I'm going to put me in the middle. And I'm going to put Krishan's sister on one side. I'm probably going to put Ivory on the other side. Or I'm going to put Krishan's sister on one side and put Dolly on the other.
For a moment. Let's face it, Claressa was starting to look extra because of how deeply she was getting into this whole situation. Sure, Tesehki said what she said, but was all this back and forth really necessary from a world champion? Many fans felt that Claressa was going too far, and they told her that the comments weren't kind, saying things like, "Why are you pressed over some reality show, girl? You're supposed to be focused on your title." However, Claressa wasn't having it, and she responded to the criticism, making it obvious that she felt deeply disrespected. She claimed that the only reason she was acting this way was because Tesehki, or Dashiki, had been making harsh remarks. And disparaging her name online, she asserted that when someone talks about her like that, she won't just let it go. Her pride was at stake, and she wasn't backing down. However, while Claressa was still trying to fight with her fists, Tesehki had other ideas, and the move she made next, baby, was unexpected. A few days ago, Tesehki shared a picture that rocked the internet. The man in the picture was none other than Papoose, the same man Claressa is publicly dating, and the one who almost started a separate altercation between Claressa and Remy Ma. The choice was just shared by Tesehki with the comment, "Ciao, your ninja knows who the my lord champ." That BR line right there, even though it was only one picture, the emotion behind it was loud and the message was obvious. People were shocked. Some gasped, others smiled, and everyone spoke. It was giving. Shade and outright power all in one stroke. People are saying that Tesehki didn't just post that pic to stir things up. She wanted Claressa to feel it loud and clear. If rumors are to be believed, that movie wasn't a coincidence or a casual link-up. Rather, it was a statement. Toki can get what she wants when she wants, and Claressa better stop playing games before she takes everything. Individual appearance, Claressa may have the medals, the belts, and the training. But this time, Tesehki won without even using a punch. She didn't even need to put on gloves or work hard. She just tapped one finger on the phone, dropped a pic, typed a savage caption, and then chaos broke out. It was a power move straight out of the Petty Hall of Fame. People say that behind the scenes. Claressa was furious because Tesehki made her appear weak in front of the entire internet. And for someone who built her entire brand on being strong and untouchable, that cut deep. Claressa tried to get ahead of it quickly, but she clapped back with her own post. Posing alongside Papoose, as if nothing had changed, she captioned the photo, "Good morning to my man and my man only," at the end. She was making a concerted effort to minimize the harm and appear unconcerned, but everyone could see that it was a digital SOS. She continued posting more captions, more shade and more subliminals, and she even began contacting people behind the scenes in an attempt to persuade Tesehki to consent to the fight as soon as possible.